Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you want to truly understand what makes a younger woman lock eyes with an older man and instantly feel drawn to him, you need to listen carefully because this isn't what most men are being told. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like, because what I'm about to reveal can completely change the way you attract women, but it only works if you pay attention. Let's start with the harsh truth. It's not about money. It's not about status, flashy cars, or pretending to be someone you're not. Women, especially younger women, are wired to pick up on subtle signals, almost instinctively. And there's one thing that older men have that younger men rarely understand: a calm, silent confidence that doesn't need to shout to be noticed. You see, confidence that stems from life experience, from knowing who you are and what you want, creates a magnetic energy. It's visible in how you walk into a room, how you carry yourself, and even in the pauses of your speech. The truth is, women don't just notice confidence, they feel it in their bodies. But confidence alone isn't enough. There's a psychological nuance that most men miss: emotional intelligence. Younger women are drawn to men who can make them feel safe, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. An older man who has navigated life's challenges without losing his composure communicates stability, reliability, and a kind of unspoken mastery of self. He doesn't overreact. He doesn't chase. He observes, assesses, and acts with precision. This is a stark contrast to younger men who often give away their emotions too freely, who overcomplicate interactions, or who try to impress with hollow gestures. Women subconsciously recognize this difference. And here's the kicker: it's subtle. It's not about bragging or showing off. It's about presence, about energy, about a man who is comfortable in his own skin, who doesn't need validation from anyone. Younger women notice this immediately because deep down, they're searching for a man who can anchor them, who embodies qualities they might not even fully understand. They aren't consciously thinking, "I want an older man," but their instincts are screaming, "He is secure, he is capable, he is rare." If you've ever wondered why some men, with nothing extraordinary on the surface, seem to attract younger women effortlessly, it's because they've mastered this unspoken language. And it starts with a truth very few men are willing to face. The world sees your internal state before it sees your external achievements. Here's something almost no one tells you. Attraction isn't built on words. It's built on perception, subtle cues, and the energy you project before a single sentence is spoken. Younger women are exceptionally tuned into these signals because evolution wired them to detect strength, security, and emotional mastery, even when it's quiet, even when it's invisible on the surface. The older men who attract them don't need to flaunt anything. They simply radiate it. One of the biggest mistakes men make is thinking they have to impress with money, looks, or status. That's surface level, fleeting, and obvious. Younger women see through that instantly. What truly captures attention is presence under pressure. How do you handle stress, conflict, and unpredictability? Do you panic, or do you remain composed? Older men who exude calm in moments of tension demonstrate something that younger men rarely do: control over their own minds, and women notice. They are unconsciously evaluating whether this man can provide stability, not just in a relationship, but in life. Another hidden factor is self-respect. Women are drawn to men who have clear boundaries, who do not overextend themselves to gain approval. This doesn't mean arrogance. It means a quiet confidence, where a man values himself enough to know his worth and does not tolerate disrespect. Younger women sense this immediately, often before they even speak to you. It's magnetic because it mirrors an instinctual understanding. A man who respects himself is likely to protect, guide, and support others without compromising his own integrity. Then there's the mystery factor. Younger men are often overexposed, predictable, and emotionally transparent too soon. Older men who attract women often leave space for curiosity. They don't reveal everything at once. They let their actions speak. This creates tension, excitement, and a subconscious pull that younger women find irresistible. Curiosity is a silent amplifier of desire. The less you try to be liked, the more they want to understand you. Lastly, it comes down to life experience shaped into wisdom. Younger women are instinctively drawn to men who appear to have navigated life's hardships, learned from them, and still retained their vitality. The scars aren't hidden, they are transformed into strength. That transformation signals resilience, resourcefulness, and a calm that only comes from having survived, thrived, and understood life in a way most men haven't. These are the silent codes that separate older men who are instantly magnetic from those who are invisible. And here's the truth. Most men will never consciously learn these cues because they are subtle, non-verbal, and often counterintuitive. But once you recognize them, you start to see why some men can effortlessly pull younger women into their orbit while others struggle. Now, let's get into what most men completely overlook: the psychological triggers that make younger women not just notice, but gravitate towards certain older men. These aren't tricks, and they aren't manipulations. They are subtle reflections of your inner state, projected outward and interpreted at a deep, almost primal level. The first trigger is unshakable calm. Think about it. Life is chaotic. Women, especially younger women, are navigating constant social pressure, emotional drama, and uncertainty. When an older man enters a room and doesn't react to chaos, when he stands firm while everything else swirls around him, it's like a signal goes off in her brain. This man can handle life. It's almost impossible to overstate how magnetic that energy is. You don't need to prove it. It simply exists, and she feels it. The second trigger is selective attention. Women instinctively notice who values them, not by words, but by subtle cues. Older men who are selective in their engagement demonstrate higher value. They don't chase validation, they don't seek constant approval, and they don't throw their attention around indiscriminately. To a younger woman, this is electrifying. It creates a feeling that she's special and that her time and energy are precious in your presence, which, psychologically, makes her more drawn to you than she may ever admit. Then there's emotional depth. Younger women often crave someone who can tolerate vulnerability without losing composure. An older man who has experienced heartbreak, failure, and struggle, yet remains grounded, communicates strength without arrogance and sensitivity without weakness. This balance triggers something deep in her, a sense of security combined with fascination. She instinctively recognizes that this is a man who understands life on a level most people never will. Body language and energy are triggers that men underestimate. Your posture, tone of voice, eye contact, and pace of movement communicate far more than your words. A measured, confident stride, a calm, deliberate voice, steady eye contact. These are all non-verbal cues that younger women subconsciously track. They are primal signals of stability, competence, and dominance, but the kind that doesn't intimidate, the kind that invites trust and curiosity. Finally, let's talk about the paradox of availability. Younger women are attracted to men who are present but not desperate. There's a fine line: too available, and it signals low value; too distant, and it signals indifference. Older men who attract women instinctively balance this. They can engage fully without losing themselves, which subconsciously convinces a younger woman that she's dealing with a man of high standards, capable of nurturing, yet independent. These are the invisible levers of attraction. Master them, and you understand why some older men pull women toward them effortlessly, while others remain invisible, despite wealth, looks, or effort. Here's where most men completely miss the point. Attracting younger women isn't about flashy gestures or rehearsed lines. It's about who you are in every single moment, the energy you carry, the decisions you make, and the mindset you live by. Younger women feel this instinctively, and it can either draw them in or push them away before a word is spoken. First, let's talk about self-mastery. Older men who naturally attract younger women don't just talk about improving themselves, they live it. Their lives reflect discipline, emotional control, and a clear sense of purpose. Whether it's fitness, career, or personal development, their consistency signals that they can handle themselves and their world. Women sense this. They may not consciously articulate it, but their bodies react to the certainty and structure that these men exude. Next is clarity and boundaries. Men who attract women effortlessly know what they will and won't tolerate. They don't allow disrespect or neediness to dictate their actions. Younger women, whether they realize it or not, are drawn to these clear boundaries because they signal inner strength and the promise of safety. A man without boundaries is chaotic energy. A man with well-defined boundaries is magnetic. Another subtle yet powerful factor is purposeful calm. Imagine a man who walks into a room and isn't seeking approval or trying to impress anyone. He has a life, a rhythm, and he operates from a place of internal stability. That calm, self-assured energy is like a magnet. Younger women feel it immediately. They may think they are drawn to his looks or status, but the real attraction is to his internal equilibrium, the quiet proof that he is in control of himself and, by extension, his life. Then there's the art of intrigue. Older men who attract women keep a part of themselves unreadable. They don't overshare. They don't reveal every thought or feeling at once. This subtle withholding creates curiosity, a psychological tension that women are naturally compelled to resolve. It's the unspoken promise of depth, experience, and adventure, and it triggers a subconscious desire to connect, explore, and ultimately attach. Finally, consider authenticity under pressure. Life will test every man. Younger women unconsciously observe how he reacts in challenging moments. Does he crumble under stress, lash out, or maintain composure and reason? This is a silent test they perform without words. Men who maintain authenticity, emotional balance, and decisive action under pressure communicate something rare, a reliability and maturity that younger women are instinctively drawn to. Attraction at this level isn't learned overnight. It's cultivated through daily habits, mindset shifts, and an unwavering commitment to self-respect. The men who naturally radiate this energy don't chase. They command attention without trying, and women respond before even realizing why. Now we're getting into the part most men never see, the micro behaviors and subtle cues that younger women pick up on immediately, often before you even realize you're sending them. This is the hidden psychology of attraction, and it's what separates men who are effortlessly magnetic from those who remain invisible. First, let's talk about listening with intent. Younger women can tell when a man is truly present versus just nodding along. Older men who attract effortlessly are masters of deep listening. They make her feel heard, understood, and validated, but without overdoing it or becoming submissive. This is powerful because women don't just crave attention. They crave connection that feels meaningful. A man who listens selectively, responds thoughtfully, and remembers details signals intelligence, emotional depth, and genuine interest, all without needing to over-explain himself. Then there's subtle dominance in energy, not control over her, but command over situations. Younger women respond to men who guide interactions confidently, without imposing. It could be as simple as choosing the right restaurant, managing social dynamics, or keeping the conversation flowing with ease. It communicates competence, stability, and a silent assurance that she's safe to relax, explore, and even reveal her vulnerabilities. Next is non-verbal mastery. The way you stand, the steadiness of your gaze, the tone and pace of your voice, all of these transmit unspoken confidence. Women pick up on these micro-signals instantly. An older man who moves with intention, who speaks deliberately, and who maintains relaxed yet assertive body language conveys a kind of magnetic presence that younger men often lack. It's not about intimidation, it's about commanding attention effortlessly. Another overlooked factor is strategic vulnerability. Younger women are drawn to men who can show just enough emotion to feel human, without losing their authority. Sharing a controlled story of past struggles, lessons learned, or small vulnerabilities signals depth, wisdom, and authenticity. It creates trust, emotional resonance, and even a subtle desire to protect or nurture, all of which amplify attraction. Finally, there's the art of timing and space. Older men who attract younger women know when to engage and when to step back. They don't over-message, over-invest, or flood attention. This scarcity is not about playing games. It's about self-respect, creating anticipation, and allowing attraction to build naturally. It's a psychological tension that younger women feel physically and emotionally, an irresistible pull that makes them want to be near you, even if they don't consciously understand why. These behaviors are invisible to most men, but they're felt by women at a deep, instinctual level. This is why some older men seem to effortlessly attract younger women, while others, even with wealth or looks, remain unnoticed. Here's the ultimate truth that almost no one tells men. Attraction isn't something you can fake. by, or force. It is the natural byproduct of who you are, how you live, and the energy you carry every single day. The older men who consistently attract younger women aren't lucky. They've cultivated a lifestyle and mindset that make them magnetic without effort. It begins with internal alignment. Your thoughts, actions, and priorities must be in harmony. If you're constantly chasing validation, stressed about appearances, or living in doubt, women can feel it. But when you operate from clarity, knowing your purpose, your values, and your worth, your energy communicates certainty. And certainty is irresistible. Younger women may not articulate it, but they feel drawn to the stability, power, and calm that stems from a man fully aligned with himself. Next, it's about consistency in behavior. Being magnetic is not a one-off performance, it's a lifestyle. Exercise discipline, emotional regulation, and deliberate decision-making daily show up as the same grounded, confident man in every situation, whether alone, with friends, or on a date. Women notice this continuity at a subconscious level. It signals reliability, mastery, and trustworthiness. Another critical factor is curiosity and openness. Older men who attract younger women are not rigid. They are adaptable, playful, and genuinely interested in exploring life alongside a partner. This isn't about being young or trying to act inexperienced. It's about being present, flexible, and engaged. Women are instinctively drawn to men who can balance wisdom with spontaneity, stability with fun, and authority with empathy. Then comes self-respect in action. These men maintain boundaries without arrogance, pursue desires without desperation, and live their lives independently of anyone else's validation. Self-respect communicates value silently, yet loudly enough that younger women are unconsciously pulled toward it. They feel a man's confidence before he even speaks, and it creates a gravitational attraction that's hard to resist. Finally, it's about mastery of the unseen cues. Eye contact, tone, posture, pacing, selective engagement, and even silence, all are tools that communicate strength, presence, and intrigue. When used consistently, these cues create tension, curiosity, and desire. A younger woman may initially think she's attracted to your age, your experience, or your appearance, but in reality she's responding to the psychological architecture you've built through mindset, behavior, and energy. This is the last secret. Attraction isn't taught in books or pickup guides. It's lived, embodied, and projected naturally. Older men who truly attract younger women have done the internal work, mastered themselves, and allow their presence to speak before words ever do. They aren't chasing desire, they are commanding it. And that, more than anything, is what makes them irresistible.